Hello, so welcome back to Wholesale 3, and if you're new to my channel, I'm welcoming you to this space. So the intention of this video, in fact, I was about to just step out of my office and I realized it's 28th of November. I cannot emphasize the importance of this year, which you must have heard in my previous video as well. Now, 2026 happens to be a very, very important year, only if you have done the work, especially last 4 months. Okay, now when I say last 4 months, I'm sure the kind of patterns that you all must have experienced, because I'll give you very powerful techniques towards the end, that you can use to enter 2026 in the most optimum way. And before that, I want you to understand this foundation and just the basic logic, so that you can add your own intuitive magic, and your own mind and body would know what to do best if you know the foundations and what exactly am I willing to share here. Okay, so like you must have heard in my previous videos, or if not, just a brief, that Saturn, okay, is the karmic gatekeeper basically, and or you can say a scorekeeper. Okay, and it's in the 12th house, which is the house of dissolution, endings, completion of a cycle. Number 9, it's again the last number, and it's again hinting at the completion of the cycle. Third thing, it's the year of the snake and wood element. Okay, now snake, when I say snake, what comes to your mind is like shedding. Snake is also about secrecy. Snake is also about strategies. Okay, and snake is also the mysterious, psychological, unseen world, and that unseen mystery is also the 12th house. Okay, so irrespective where you wish to understand this from, but not every 9 number year is a snake year. Okay, in not every 9 number year we have Saturn, which is the karmic scorekeeper, in the 12th house. And this is why I want to emphasize that in the last 4 months, okay, if you wanted to have a taste of what this year was, I'm sure a lot of you would have gotten it in the last 4 months, that is July to November 28th. Almost like August, September, October, November. Okay, and I take different examples for you to understand what am I trying to say, that in the last 4 months, in different ways, somebody through their job, somebody through their home life, somebody through their relationship, somebody through their friendship, in different ways you guys might have noticed different kind of changes. And these examples, in whatever way they resonate with you, is also a sign that whether or not you like it, the universe works, and you have to be in alignment, because either if we participate, then changes feel less dramatic, less chaotic, and we don't feel like we're losing control completely. And if we're completely oblivious to it and just wide asleep, then what happens? Then we suddenly feel like, why is all this happening with me? Okay, so I actually noted down a few points, like for example, couple of symptoms. Okay, 1, sudden intolerance for fake things. By now that you're listening to this video, crossing 28th November, it can be certain jobs that you were doing, certain collaborations, certain friendships, you can say, certain model of businesses you were running, or people you were following. You would suddenly be feeling, like, I don't know, man, like I was okay with all of this, but now it has reached to a level that I just can't align with it. Like in my case, I have been having this strong calling for the last 2-3 months to just get off of social media. Okay, this is just my example. Because ultimately the thing is that Saturn, in the 12th, it's just going to strip off all glamour. It's going to strip off all fantasies and illusions. Okay. Second, resurfacing of old grief and shame. Now when I say this, this can resurface in multiple ways. Either old heartbreaks that maybe you had like 10 years ago or 5 years ago, the same kind of feeling would have resurfaced now, that it would have felt like, oh my god, I'm back to square one. For other people, okay, because it can happen in different ways for different people. For other people, it could have been dreams, where you must have seen old houses or your childhood times, or it can also be like your old school. okay, any kind of dreams that would have taken you back, or old childhood friends, like that, but bringing some sort of clarity, okay. Then the third thing, which is very prominent, I can feel all of it, and that's why, you know, I just channeled and made notes in one flow, so that while I'm on the video, I can just make it in a more effortless way and not think what did I miss, okay. So the third is the in-between version. Like, you could say that, you know, Radhya, 2024, yes, there was a version of me, and still it carried on to 2025, or maybe in 2022 it still carried on. This year is like a prominent question, which I've again added in the techniques I'm going to give you at the end of the video, is who you were. Like, you could have that thing, that who I was when I started 2025 to who I am now, but I don't have the clarity. It's almost like, you know, I'm not who I used to be, but I don't know who I am becoming. This is just my line because this is where I stand currently. And another is like the loss of old ambition without the new ones being formed. You could be going through that. Like, there is a shift and you still don't know in what ways this is going to pan out. Now, it's almost like, you know, somebody has just pressed like a pause button, you know, the visual or the image that I get. So the different examples that came to my mind, you know, like as a healer, there are certain modalities that I used, which I felt like, okay, I no longer align with these, and there are new ones that I'm transitioning into, that I'm feeling called to, which I haven't yet started to jump into, but I know that this is the shift that is happening. Similarly, in the case of a job, you know, it can be either you have been thinking of resigning for quite some time and you were not able to, and suddenly hitting 28th November, that momentum is going to happen and you're like, boss, I'm done. Or if you don't do it, then maybe the company decides to restructure in a manner that you may lose out your job. Okay, these are different ways I'm saying different things can pan out for different people. Similarly, in case of friendships, maybe you were holding on to certain friendships out of guilt, out of obligation, out of shared trauma, and you're feeling very strongly that, you know, I can enter the new year feeling absolutely okay not taking these forward, and that recognition or that realization is going to be very strong. In the same way, in terms of romantic partnerships, right, it can work out in three different ways. Like, because ending is a very strong theme, and when Saturn is in Pisces, it's like these are delayed endings. Like, you know, something that, there's this word, no, ragda, like it's just pushing you, dragging you, and eventually the end comes. That is the kind of situation, whichever sector that happens, that whatever endings are taking place this year, these are not 1 month, 2 month endings. This is something that was getting dragged in your life for too long, and boom. Okay, so in terms of romantic relationship, this can be either certain people in the last 4 months, they would have gone through a betrayal because of which the ending happened. The second could have been some kind of a third party. Third party can be like, you know, somebody's spouse got a job abroad and automatically they realize like it's not going to work, or, you know, somebody's family member got involved and because of that things fell out. Like, again, take whatever resonates. I'm just taking different examples in the way these energies must have panned out. Third, some of you may have had big realizations in terms of, you know, my right eye is twitching so strongly. Okay, you may have had this realization that I am repeating exactly my parents' story with this particular person. So in whatever way that sudden shift or fallout would have happened, for others it can be in the sector of home. You know, like you suddenly realize, okay, I don't want to be in this location. You suddenly getting the thought of shifting to a different location. It can also be that you've been working a job and you're like, okay, I don't want to be here, I want to shift. So relocation and shifts for a lot of people, again, it's about a transition. Like, this year is pushing that transition, and it's like the karmic cords, you know, that get cut only when the lesson is learned. Why I say that? Because next year, even though we are starting with the number 1 year, why I said, like, you know, it's very important that you watch this video before you begin 2026, because even though it's a 1 year as per the numeric vibration 2026, but please understand that the big scorekeeper Saturn, he's still going to be in Pisces. Okay, and in Pisces again it will go retrograde, and it is setting like this year of the snake and the wood was shedding, because wood is growth, it's flexibility, it's restructuring. So this year, imagine, it was all about like shifting is happening, this is happening, transitions, nervous system issues. Okay, a lot of nervous system issues, and just feeling this thing of feeling lost, like things are going away, but still not making sense of exactly what is happening. Okay, so 2026 is like that snake and the wood energy of shedding and dryness suddenly is going to pick momentum, but that momentum is not going to be grounded until 2027 second half. So next year is very prominent to set and plant seeds that you want for the long run to manifest, and that's why I say 2026 is a brand new cycle of a 9-year whole cycle, but also where you have to know that the manifestations shouldn't be just for 2026. You get it? And I'll talk more about it in terms of, sorry guys, let me just see quickly if I've missed something. Okay, one another thing that I want to talk about is that, you know, Saturn plus the number 9 is closure with consequences. Like the closures that you do this year are going to have like long-term impacts. Okay, so it's like I mentioned about this year being like a final exam of your patterns. And it's just amazing. I was just writing in a flow, and I've written like decisions made for you if you don't make them. And that is very true about this year, because Saturn, the karmic planet, is coming together with the transformation snake and the number 9 of Mars. Okay, so by now I've given you that thing. So imagine 2025 was like demolition. 2026 is the setting of the foundation. 2027 onwards, it's like you're going to be building that foundation, and that is why 2026 becomes key only and only when you do the 2025 release super well, because snake and shedding and 12th house energy of psychic insights, because snake is also the underworld of the hidden world. Okay, and you can thrive this 2.5 years phase of Saturn, where 1 year is almost gone. You will thrive in the year 2027 second half, believe me, if you are doing the psychological unconscious work in an absolutely right manner. Okay, and next year starting, it's the animal horse as per the Chinese. So my intention was to bring you all different modalities, because that is my expertise. Okay, and combine them together to get the most and juice out the most accurate information, where everything is coming in alignment and giving the most common messages. So 2026, number 1, it's new beginning. Okay, graphologically if we also see, then 2 and 6 are more of something coming from a place of your heart space. But overall, if it is the sun is creativity. So a lot of energy of creativity, authenticity, and what your soul truly desires is the energy vibration of 2026 that's coming up. Okay, now as per the Chinese, the animal is going to be horse. Horse is all about movement, adventure, risk, speed, freedom. And freedom, again, we are connecting it to the 1 year of soul. 2 and 6 are a moon and Venus vibration. Lot of emotion, lot of love, everything about what I love doing it, what makes me feel free. And fire is vitality, fire is momentum, fire is, in the tarot when we talk about wands and fire, it is spiritual creativity. You know, so everything from the sun as your Atma, your soul, to the horse, to the fire energy, you will see a new you being birthed in 2026. and take my word for it, if you are living in alignment, and if you are not, you will still be forced to. So life is never painful. It starts becoming painful when we are resisting the flow of energy and the flow of nature. Okay, so one thing that before this year ends and before you enter 2026, these are the techniques I just want to give you, but also a reminder of 3 major things, okay, before I give you the techniques. Number 1, when it comes to any of your old dues, loans, taxation, subscriptions that you want to close or whatever, just be done and dusted with all of that. Even if there are like minor court cases or whatever, just try and end them. And when I talk about endings, February actually is the last month and not December. Okay, again, maybe someday I'll go deeper into it, but March is when we are beginning the new energies, 15th of March onwards. Okay, second, before you enter 2026, declutter. I'm sure you must have heard this, a lot of coaches or people just talking about it, but what I'm telling you, more than any other year, this year becomes important. And when I say declutter, I'm talking about it in a very karmic manner, that any things that you have kept of a person, or any memories, even those cards that somebody gave but you haven't been in touch with that person for the last 10 years, or that clothes that you're not fitting into but you're still keeping, any of the things which are possessions that remind you of either your old self or remind you of somebody else, okay, and they are just of no use, please clear them. Just make it a point to clear them, okay, because anything that is holding history which is irrelevant, clear. Third, any kind of agreements, collaborations, or half-dead projects, where the person said that, okay, I'm going to deliver it to you by Friday, still not coming. Okay, I'm now going to do it by Sunday, still not coming. Okay, how about we close this by the end of November, still not coming. Just let it go. Don't think about the money you've invested, don't think about the energy you've invested. Thank you, let it go. And I will give you the technique for how to do this as well. Okay, now coming to the main part, because obviously the idea is to give you as much as I can, and for you to really make the most of this, I highly recommend just do it. Okay, and I came up with almost like, oh my god, 1 2 3 4 5 6 guys, I've come up with like a lot of different things, and just go step by step. You have this entire 1 month, and that's why I'm filming this video on the 28th of November, so that you have the entire December. Even if you mentally and psychologically believe that December is a year end, you have the entire December. Separate, like divide your weeks in 4 weeks, and you can easily do it, and it'll be a great shift, especially if you resonated with any of the things that I mentioned as in the last 4 months what you must have gone through. Like, things were also that suddenly one day I woke up and my entire WhatsApp client history, chat, everything got deleted. And this is something personal I'm sharing, that that chat also had a very long standing chat history, not just with my clients but also with a certain specific person that played an important role. But most of it, that before this happened a month ago, I started getting thoughts of how certain way I have done the therapy program or the healing program for people, it's not aligning anymore, and how I would want to shift the way I do the sessions as opposed to in a similar manner. And it's so eerie, right, that I had been holding on to certain testimonials, certain histories of clients, that everything just went off. And 2 days later, I also got to know that, a friend, she mentioned that, her phone got stolen, and the main thing, her attachment was to that iCloud, to the memories, to the storage. Now, this is what I'm saying, is that this year is strongly saying that either you do it or I'll make it happen. Okay. So now coming to the most important part, and I really hope you guys do it. And if you do it, again, please feel free to let me know. And if you've done any of the exercise also, just put it in the comments, so that, if somebody is watching this video after you, just, a comment can motivate someone, that they know that, oh, somebody has done it, I might as well do it. Okay, let's start. So number 1, okay, number 1 is you got to make 3 lists. all right, and you can follow this every week, going like step by step. So you can do the 3-step in week 1 and do the 3-step thing for something else in week 2. So you can also do like for career week 1, for relationship week 2, for whatever way it resonates. Okay, listen to your own instinct and work it out. So make 3 lists. Number 1 is going to be things to close. Number 2 is going to be things to forgive. Number 3 is going to be things to keep and commit to. Okay, so every week you're going to be like, okay, what are the things in this area of my life I need to close? Like in my profession, if I'm like, okay, I do not want to go forward with this kind of a modality, this is what I need to close. Okay, and you work through that week to close that thing. And things to forgive, very important. Okay, either it's your own conscious, like you did something wrong, or you feel somebody else did it, like whatever, things to forgive. Third, what you still want to take forward with you and commit to in the next year. That's one thing. Okay, second important thing, because it is Saturn and it is Pisces and it is the 12th house. Now Pisces rules 3 major areas: your feet, your crown, and the back of your neck. So water showers where water is directly hitting your crown and the back of your neck, and even like foot reflexology, foot massages in specific, anything to do with like dipping your feet in salt water, and do it intentionally, that when you see the water, it's that same 12th house thing of dissolution, leaving whatever is no longer needed. Okay, so this can also work in a manner which is skin shedding. Okay, like this second part of the remedy I've divided into 3 parts, how you can work with like different tools, you can say. So one, we discussed water. The second is shedding, like I mentioned the snake. Okay, that this was a year of the snake. So in terms of shedding, when you think of scrubbing, okay, like mild scrubbing, exfoliation, these are even oil massages with a maybe very mild scrub. These are all mentally signs of shedding, and that's why I'm taking time to like explain, so that when you do, you also know what you're exactly doing. Okay, then the third, very important, it is again, I'm connecting it to the 12th house and endings. Sleep. Maintain a dream journal if you already haven't. Okay, set intentions before you go to sleep. Like one of the intentions I wrote was, show me what is ready to leave my life and what is ready to be reborn. So without any expectations, just say this before you sleep and go to sleep, and then open and have a dream journal. Okay, so this is something that you must do to make the most of this energy leaving you in the best manner possible. Now you can pause the video, go and take a paper and pen to note these 4 questions that I've written in journaling very mindfully, which will help you, and you must answer. Again, you can take 1 question per week. Take it easy. Okay, hopefully I am delivering this video in the most aligned time, and I will actually cancel out the hopefully, because I do trust it's happening in the divine time. Okay, so for the journaling part, first question: what coping mechanism stopped working for me? So really think about it and reflect what kind of a coping mechanism you had been using, which was unhealthy, toxic. Why I say, because Pisces brings back escapism tendency, addiction tendencies, and where you had been living in a fantasy world. And Saturn is all about structure. So it is going to hold you accountable in terms of where you were living in this escapism fantasy land. And hello, let's get practical. Okay, so what coping mechanism stopped working? Second question: what am I secretly relieved is over, even if my mind is still attached to it? How sometimes we are in this, let's say, example of a job that we've just not been aligning with, just not been feeling good about, and for 3-4 months we're just like, man, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, and suddenly something happens that we lose out on that job, and our mind is still attached to that external way of, oh, I'm out of a job, oh, why this job, but secretly you're relieved of it. Okay, so make sure you note this down. Third, who I was at the start of 2025 and who I am now. This will give you a lot of insights going forward into 2026. Fourth question: where did life say no for me, because I wasn't saying no for myself. Very important, because this will give you insight into, the list of things I asked you to make, what needs to be released. So what did life say no for me, because I wasn't saying no for myself. Okay, now another exercise. This is a new exercise. The journaling part is done. This is the exercise that I termed karmic forgiveness. Okay, this is very important heading into, actually all of them are important. That's why I was like, okay, I don't know how long will this video be, but I can't give half stuff. And I think if you are watching this video and having worked with me one-to-one, like I'm just a giver. Okay, so in terms of karmic forgiveness, what you have to do, you can do this exercise again and again for different people. Number one, name a person or a situation or anything that you need that forgiveness around. Second, properly write how did that situation help you. That, having this job helped me to really understand my potential and taught me to create boundaries. And once you've done that, then you go on to, you can do this in your own words. The third step, that you have to command that I allow this soul contract in its current form, okay, to complete fully, and I gracefully or knowingly or consciously release and let it go. So that's a karmic forgiveness thing. The last thing that I'll give you before I give you certain little insights about 2026 is anger release. Okay, because with all the grief and the different symptoms and nervous system exhaustion where sleep would not have healed, like in the last 4 months you may have thought that, okay, I will continue to sleep and this will heal my anxiety or this nervous system issue, but nothing would have really worked. Okay, and this is where I say the last one, how you deal with your anger issues. It's very important. Whether you want to scribble, you want to burn, you want to go and sit and scream in your car, you have to deal with the anger that you've been holding on, because this is the year of Mars. And a prominent emotion is anger, even suppressed anger that you were not even aware of. Why? Because 12th house is the house of suppressed emotions and feelings. So this 5 thing collectively, and actually 7, 8, including the different exercise, you must do before you enter 2026. Now, a little about the year 2026. Like I've already mentioned during the video, one thing you can understand about 2026, that like I told you, it's a movement in the early stages. So I'll just give you 3 tips when you're manifesting or creating a vision board or anything, any intention that you're setting for 2026. Understand it's a very fresh energy. If you know tarot, think of the Knight of Wands. The Knight is like somebody between you can say 25 to 40 years of age, okay, more adolescent, more risk taking, okay, and he's sitting on a horse, okay, and it's a sign of wands, so it's fire. So he's a risk taker, he's super adventurous, but he hasn't fully established himself, and that is the energy of 2026. So understand that when you're creating a vision board, be more experimentative in terms of, and like I told you, sun and fire and wands energy, it's going to be a very creative energy. So what are all those things that you always like, I always wanted to be a designer, I always wanted to do photography. It's the year of experimentation. So set your manifestations in alignment with this thought, okay, that what are all the experiments I want to do in this year, maybe that intention for your vision board. And the 3 things that I want to tell you, that choose one primary arena, like because creativity can just go here, there, everywhere. Stick with one thing. Let's say if you are keen on painting, just choose one arena and commit to that for 90 days, not forever. Like, the energy of 2026, you being told at least till June, okay, be like, what is it that I want to do for now for the next 2 months. That's it. Instead of, oh, I want to be a painter, oh, I'm going to be a writer. Okay, no long-term commitments. Okay, and the third is which is again anchoring fire with Saturn. So fire is it just burns. Saturn is very earthy and grounded. Okay, so whatever you do, just make sure you don't get carried away with it. It's the year of experimentation to bring you closer to who you truly are, and that is why aligning with the energies of 2026 is very significant, very important, very prominent. Okay, I really hope this video helped you, and you have the best of the year of 2026. If you want a yearly tarot report, which I also create, which is quarterly, you are always free to reach out to me. The links will be in the description below to my email, so you can shoot out an email. And how did you find this video, and if there are any particular topics you want me to cover, because I would love to create more long form content. In fact, that is a shift that I've gone through, that I am just not aligning with Instagram or any kind of short content or even the portrait mode, but more towards landscape. Okay, so I will be more than happy to answer a lot of your questions, and you can feel free to put it down. So thank you so much.